Part 1. Domantas Sabonis' impact on the Kings and his road to recovery. Domantas Sabonis, the star center for the Sacramento Kings, is trending to a return from an extended absence due to a hamstring injury. This injury has kept him out of the Kings' lineup for the past 5 games, but his recent upgrade to questionable for Thursday's road matchup against the Golden State Warriors signals that he may be on the verge of making his return to action. His absence has been a significant blow to the Kings, especially as they fight to secure their spot in the highly competitive Western Conference. Sabonis has been a key player for the Kings this season, and his performance has been a major factor in the team's success. His all-star caliber season has seen him post impressive numbers, averaging 19.5 points, 14.1 rebounds, and 6.2 assists per game on a highly efficient 60/43/75 shooting split. This production has placed him in elite company alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic as the only players in the NBA this season averaging over 19 points and 10 rebounds per game while shooting over 55% from the field. The absence of Sabonis has put extra pressure on the Kings, particularly on their offense and rebounding. While the team has had flashes of brilliance, they have struggled to maintain consistency without their star center. Sabonis is not only a dominant force on boards, but also an exceptional playmaker for his position, averaging over 6 assists per game. His ability to facilitate offense from the center position is rare and has been a key component in the Kings' offensive system, especially in their fast-paced style of play that relies on ball movement and spacing. In Sabonis' absence, other players on the Kings' roster, including De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes, and Kevin Huerter, have stepped up to fill the void, but it's clear that the team's ceiling is significantly higher when Sabonis is in the lineup. Fox, the Kings' point guard, has continued to develop into a star, and his dynamic scoring and playmaking abilities have kept the team competitive. However, Sabonis' presence in the paint is what allows the Kings to play their most effective brand of basketball. Without Sabonis, the Kings have also struggled to control the glass, particularly on the defensive end. Sabonis is one of the top rebounders in the league, and his ability to grab boards and push the pace is a big part of what makes the Kings dangerous. His return will provide the team with a significant boost, especially as they continue to battle for a spot in the Western Conference play-in picture. While the Kings have had a solid season overall, their postseason aspirations have been hampered by a lack of depth and consistency, particularly in Sabonis' absence. With the team's playoff hopes on the line, his return could be just what the Kings need to make a final push for a higher seed or at least secure a spot in the play-in tournament. Part 2. The Sacramento Kings playoff push without Sabonis and the importance of his return. The Sacramento Kings have been one of the most intriguing teams in the NBA this season. After a period of rebuilding, they have shown significant improvement, and with a record 37-31, they are currently fighting for a spot in the postseason. The team's performance has been a reflection of the strides they have made in recent years, with the emergence of players like De'Aaron Fox, the addition of veteran Harrison Barnes, and a continued development of their supporting cast. However, despite this progress, the Kings have faced challenges, especially in the absence of Domantas Sabonis. The Kings' offense has been one of the most potent in the league this season, and much of that can be attributed to the presence of Sabonis. His ability to dominate in the paint, rebound at an elite level, and facilitate offense from the center position has made the Kings one of the most dynamic teams in the Western Conference. However, Sabonis' absence due to the hamstring injury has forced the Kings to adjust, and they have been forced to lean more heavily on their perimeter players, particularly Fox. Fox has been playing at an all-star level this season, and his ability to score and create for others has kept the Kings competitive. However, without Sabonis, the team has struggled to generate consistent offense inside, and they have been forced to rely more on the three-point shot. While players like Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk have provided a scoring spark from the perimeter, the team's offense has lacked the same balance that they had when Sabonis was healthy. Additionally, the Kings have been less effective on the defensive end without Sabonis. While the team has made strides on defense this season, particularly with the addition of defensive-minded players like Keegan Murray and Davion Mitchell, Sabonis' presence in the paint is what has allowed the Kings to be a top-tier defensive team. Sabonis is one of the best rim protectors in the league, and his ability to disrupt opposing offenses and alter shots has been critical for the Kings. Without him, the team has been more vulnerable on the defensive end, particularly against teams with dominant big men or strong inside scorers. The Kings are currently in a tight race for a spot in the play-in tournament, and every game is critical. They are currently in the 10th seed in the Western Conference, but the competition is fierce, with several teams battling for the final few spots. The Kings are just one game ahead of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and only a few games behind the 7th-seeded Golden State Warriors, meaning every win counts. Sabonis' return will be crucial in helping the Kings navigate this competitive stretch and secure their spot in the postseason. His ability to contribute on both ends of the floor will give the Kings a much-needed boost, especially as they face off against tough teams in the Western Conference. The team will need Sabonis to be at full strength if they are to make a deep run in the playoffs or even advance past the play-in tournament. With the regular season winding down, the Kings' playoff hopes depend largely on how they perform in the final stretch of games. Sabonis' return will not only help the Kings' chances, but also provide them with the stability they need to execute their offensive and defensive schemes effectively. As the team prepares for their matchup against the Golden State Warriors, all eyes will be on Sabonis and whether he can return a form that has made him one of the most versatile big men in the NBA. Part 3. The Kings' future and the role of Domantas Sabonis in their long-term success. Looking beyond this season, Domantas Sabonis is a critical piece of the Sacramento Kings' future. At just 28 years old, Sabonis is in the prime of his career and has proven to be one of the most well-rounded players in the league. His ability to impact the game in multiple ways, scoring, rebounding, playmaking, and defense, makes him one of the most valuable players in the NBA. The Kings have built their team around Sabonis, and his return from injury will not only benefit them this season, but also shape the team's trajectory moving forward. The Kings have shown promise in recent years, and Sabonis has been a major factor in their resurgence. With the development of young talent like De'Aaron Fox and Keegan Murray, combined with the addition of Sabonis, the Kings have the potential to become a regular contender in the Western Conference. However, to reach that next level, they will need to continue to build around Sabonis and complement him with additional pieces that can help the team succeed in both the short and long term. Sabonis has a unique ability to serve as the offensive hub for the Kings, and his vision and basketball IQ allow him to play a central role in the team's offensive system. His passing and playmaking from the center position have been a key element in the team's success, and he has established strong chemistry with Fox, who is the team's primary ball handler. The Kings' ability to play through Sabonis, both as a scorer and facilitator, makes them one of the most dangerous teams in the league when they are firing on all cylinders. As the Kings look ahead to the future, they will need to continue to add pieces that can help maximize Sabonis' strengths. A strong supporting cast is crucial for any team with championship aspirations, and the Kings will need to add depth to their roster, particularly in the front court and on the wing. While the team has made significant strides this season, their ultimate goal should be to build a sustainable winner around Sabonis and Fox. With the right moves in free agency and the draft, the Kings have the potential to become a perennial playoff team in the highly competitive Western Conference. The Kings have also shown a commitment to improving their defense this season, and Sabonis' return will further strengthen their efforts in that area. His ability to anchor the defense in the paint will be vital as the team looks to compete with the league's elite teams. Whether it's guarding the rim, securing rebounds, or creating fast break opportunities, Sabonis' presence on the floor provides the Kings with a much-needed defensive edge.